And here in the United States, it's been more than 72 hours since President Biden's disastrous debate against former President Donald Trump, and the fallout still continues. Reports say that the Democratic Party is now in panic mode and trying to recover from the president's performance. Meanwhile, post-debate polls show that more than 70% of voters believe President Biden should not run for a second term. However, the commander-in-chief says he intends to defeat Donald Trump and has no plan to drop out of the race. Our next report takes you inside the ensuing chaos.
U.S. President Joe Biden delivered a dismal performance during the first presidential debate of the 2024 election race. His stumbles and fumbles in front of Donald Trump made headlines not just in the United States but all over the world. And now, the 81-year-old's poor night is also haunting his presidential nomination. Reports say that members of the Democratic Party who once united behind President Biden are now scoring candidate resumes in search of a different nominee. Members of the Democratic National Committee say it will be the easiest if Biden takes himself out of the race.
The reaction of Democrats was at first shock, and that gave way to horror and then panic. And that's what we woke up with this morning, and the panic has continued. I don't know how long it will last, but I know that President Biden and his team have a lot of work to do.
However, pushing the president out will not be a walk in the park. With the Democratic National Convention less than 50 days away, challenging Biden and convincing his supporters to flip their support would be difficult for any opponent, as Biden currently boasts support of 99% of the delegates. The panic in the inner circles of the Democratic Party has also allowed Republicans to present their own predictions. Senator Ted Cruz says that former First Lady Michelle Obama is likely to replace Biden in August, just 3 months before the November election. Meanwhile, former presidential candidate Nikki Haley said that Republicans should keep their guard up as Biden will not be the Democratic nominee. And Republican Vivek Ramaswamy suggested that the Democratic Party is using Biden as a sacrificial lamb. This sentiment has also been echoed by voters of the United States. A post-debate poll indicates that nearly 3 in 4 voters don't think Biden should run for president, and 86% of them think he's too old to be the commander-in-chief.
I kind of personally felt bad seeing him up there, the way he presented himself. And I think President Biden maybe should not be in this position, in the condition, physical condition and mental condition that I saw, maybe the rest of the world has seen, aside from the American people. And I felt bad for him. I felt bad for him. For this gentleman should not be in that position. He should be home, being taken care of.
Honestly, when I saw President Biden's eyes, I was really curious, why his pupils were so dilated. That was very concerning to me. And I felt that there were some times where he slurred his words, that he was a little incoherent at times. And I think that former President Trump did a great job of responding and not reacting to the questions that were being asked and to President Biden's responses.
Adding to people's views of Biden, the president only functions well between 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And outside this time range, he's prone to verbal miscues and fatigue. However, no amount of criticism and questions about his cognitive abilities have affected President Biden, who still feels he's capable of running for a second term.
I know I'm not a young man. State the obvious. Well, I know. I don't walk as easy as I used to. I don't speak as smoothly as I used to. I don't debate as well as I used to. But I know what I do know. I know how to tell the truth. I know right from wrong. And I know how to do this job. I know how to get things done. And I know, like millions of Americans know, when you get knocked down, you get back up.
This comes as American media outlets reported that President Biden's family has urged him to stay in the race. and some members of his clan have privately expressed exasperation at how his staff prepared him for the debate.
On the show today, the T20 World Cup bandwagon has moved across to the West Indies. What can we expect